we get a double dose of awful on this next one. Remember how Greg Kelly was bitching about or Matt Gaetz, and then who was it? Marjorie Taylor Greene, or whoever was they put up a picture of who. That's right. It was on. Yeah, Greg Kelly had MTG on. They put up a picture of the people, and the first one they had up in the corner was a dude. And we went over this Nichols dude, and his buddy is out of jail, and Nichols is in jail, and they both did the same shit. Beat cops, did all kinds of shit, and there's all kinds of evidence against them, and we just grabbed the first one that was up. Well, Greg Kelly's apparently got an interview with that dude. J6 defendant speaks out an explosive jailhouse interview with Greg Kelly. So that's why he was in the upper left corner. That's why they were supporting this dude. He's in the other picture. His buddy's right here in the side. But this is a defense. They're gonna. I don't know if you're ready. If you're triggered by the lack of gluten-free options, you might want to turn away.
Seen on January 6th.
Yeah, clearly Antifa. Looks like a BLM guy. Clearly.
Tester. He served in the Marine Corps, by the way, honorably discharged after 4 years, but right now he's in a lot of trouble. He was arrested in January 18th.
Huh. That was pretty quick. They must have thought he was a priority. There's a lot of fuckers back there. Look at that. Look at all those folks. They took their sweet fucking time with everybody else. Why'd they jump on this dude right away? Huh.
In Texas. He's been in the D.C. jail now for a long time, and he actually joins us from the phone right now. Ryan Nichols, can you hear me?
Yep, that was the guy. Holy shit. Yes, any relation to Terry?
Yes, sir, Mr. Kelly, I can hear you. Thank you for having me on.
You bet. First off.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't I have you on? Look at you standing next to a busted window in America's capital, threatening death on everybody. You brought your own bullhorn. Clearly a leader. Are you Antifa?
I got to ask you about the charge against you. Your charge, one of them, assault with a dangerous weapon on a police officer. They're saying it was pepper spray. What do you want to say about that?
That's a question I'd probably not want to answer right now.
Yeah. Probably not an answer you want to talk about right now, because this is going to be used in court, fucko. Because you did. Here's a good idea, Greg. Maybe, let's see. Let's see. Right, let's see. Oh, shit, my keyboard's not working again. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. Hold on. Maybe if I turn it off and turn it back on. That's always a plus. Hold on. I bet. I'm just going to think. I just think that. Right. Yeah, I can't do it. Son of a bitch. I'm going to guess that the footage of him using pepper spray is available. No, it works on the other keyboard, so it's not batteries.
All right, I understand that. That's something that you and your lawyer have determined. So
What lawyer? What lawyer are you talking about? They're in a gulag. This is the Patriot wing of the DC gulag. They don't have lawyers. What are you talking about, Greg Kelly? They are not getting due process. Part of that would be a lawyer. How in the world would you have a lawyer and not be getting due process? Oh, right. Sorry for a second. I forgot you're full of shit.
Let's talk about what's
Don't say let's ask to a guy who's in jail. What are you trying to do? Sorry.
Right now. Do me a favor. Tell us where you are right now.
He's in fucking jail, dum-dum.
You're on phone in jail. Where? How does it work? What's going on?
Yeah, what's it look like? Is everybody sweaty? Hold on, let me loosen my belt. The fuck?
Where you are right now.
Who gives a shit? He's on the goddamn phone.
Right now, I am in what I'd like to refer to as DC Gitmo, but we're in the
DC Gitmo. Fuck you, DC Gitmo. Hey, how many people in Gitmo got to phone in to a bullshit internet news show? You can use both your hands and your feet to count, you dipshit. DC Gitmo. Like this motherfucker's getting waterboarded or something. Christ. Get the fuck over yourself.
The correctional facility, and I can only describe it as psychologically damaging, torturous, and inhumane.
Psychologically damaging, torturous, and inhumane. You know, many people would view assault that way. That's why we have jails.
Here, solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day.
Now, I'm pretty good at math. That's fucking fantastic. Jesus Christ.
Damaging, torturous, and inhumane here. Solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day.
That is inhumane. It's so torturous. They had to add 2 hours.
Damaging, torturous, and inhumane here. Solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day.
Oh, well, how did they manage that? If I could turn back time, I could just torture you. 26 hours a day. 26 hours to go. I'm sure he meant because when you go to jail, when they spring forward or fall back, they mean it.
It used to be upwards of 23 to 30 hours per day.
Sorry. I didn't know you could get dumber than 26 hours a day. I reacted too quickly. My bad. I had no idea that this was coming.
Solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day. It used to be upwards of 23 to 30 hours per day before they finally gave us a little bit more.
They gave you a little bit more days? What the fuck? He's got that, I just got a brand new watch. What the fuck? What? Yes, I don't know how many eggs we can give this dude. Holy shit. How many eggs?
5 eggs in a month.
All right.
5 eggs in a month.
There is no way
5 eggs.
you do not get 5 eggs, if, you know.
5 eggs. Eat 2 eggs a day.
When you're telling me that that there's 30 hours a day, I'm in solitary confinement. Sometimes 30 hours a day. Yeah, you can't layer your feelings of loneliness on top of it. Yes, but yeah, good point. It's technically, yes, they get 30 hours a day in solitary confinement, but it's only 9 days a week. So
5 eggs.
There's, right.
Eat 2 eggs a day.
Right, he gets 26 eggs. I'm adding it up. To the shit. I need to know how Greg Kelly's going to respond to this, though.
I'm out of our cells. No haircuts, no shaves. There's mistreatment by the officers and other inmates in general.
Hey, fuck you. By the way, I'm sure Greg Kelly's going to be very upset that you're shitting on law enforcement. Come on, back the blue, Greg. He's saying cops are mistreating them. They're violating the law. Now, he's one of you, so it's got to be true.
Racial slurs used against us, assaults against us by both.
Wait, has he been called a cracker? Or did they just offer giving him... did you call me a cracker? No, I have one. Would you like to eat it? It's all you're going to get for the next... for the next 6 days tomorrow, between now and tomorrow.
Officers and inmates. No family visitations. My wife and kids, they're suffering right now. My youngest tells me that he doesn't even remember what I look like. And
were you just not around before? Sure, I was an absentee father before, but now, what?
If I'm ever coming home. There's mold in our cells, in the ventilation systems. And the jail has covered this up. They covered this up before the U.S. Marshals came in, and they covered this up, even before Marjorie Taylor Greene and Louis Gohmert came in. So,
you mean they clean it regularly?
There's a lot to be said about that, and we're being targeted and punished for who we are and what we believe in.
No, if that was true, the dude that helped you would have been wouldn't have gotten out. If you're being targeted for who you were and what you believe in, everybody that was there would still be in jail, fucko. And you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have to hold your tongue talking about whether you pepper sprayed a cop. You fucking liar.
Did anything change? Did your conditions improve ever so much after the congressional visit, I guess it was Friday night? Did anything change?
Well, Gohmert came in and took his teeth out, and that got our hopes up. But no.
Thursday night.
I would say nothing has really changed other than the fact that they're now moving people out of here to different facilities now. We saw that they moved 400 plus inmates on the CTF side of the jail out after the marshals came, and they said nothing was wrong over here. After the congressman came, and we're glad that they did it. It highly, boosted morale inside of here. But now we're seeing that they're moving people out. They actually came in and found mold after we showed Mrs. Greene and Mr. Gohmert our cells and showed their workers what things look like in our.
Yeah, can you imagine? They probably kept arsonists and rioters and looters from the George Floyd protests in these rooms last year. Those poor people.
We showed them the ventilation systems, the water that we were drinking, the pipes that we were drinking out of.
Don't. Do not.
Swabbed them and showed them the conditions. And after that, they came and finally did a small inspection and did find mold inside of cells and are now double bunking people up.
All right, a couple of things. Number one, you say...
Which is exactly what you wanted. There's mold in my cell. Can I sleep in his cell?
Not been able to see your family. Your family is not allowed to visit you. How does that work? I mean, I thought that kind of came, that was automatic. That was a right. Why are they denying you access, or your family access to you during visiting hours?
There's
visiting hours, not a fucking hospital.
That we have to be COVID vaccinated if we want to receive family visitations. They don't allow us to have video visitations, even though we do have tablets that would allow video visitations on the tablets. They just don't put the program on there for us to use that.
So you don't have tablets that would allow the visits? They're not allowed. All the tablets come loaded with some sort of video conferencing. All of them. They take those off, dumb fuck, so that you can't coordinate your defense. Hey, baby, how the kids going? What's going on or whatever? Erase everything on the third hard drive and get everything out of the barn and bury it in the backyard. I love
we
you
don't
too.
get family visitations. We don't get, religious services. Every single bit of this, haircut, shave, proper hygiene,
Well, they're turning you into Muslims. I mean, obviously, that's the whole purpose of prison.
Comes with the mandate of you have to have a COVID vaccine if you want to be able to receive any of these.
Uh-huh.
You're
in jail, fucko.
Do this, and I think I know the answer, but you've been there for a while. You know how the...
By the way, Greg, tell him you're vaccinated. Quick, Greg. Greg, you got this moment. I mean, his dime's going to be up in a second. Tell him. Tell him you're vaccinated. And then tell him you have conjugal visits all the time with his wife.
Prisoners are being treated. You said this earlier, but I want to make sure. Other people who are not related to January 6th, They're living there as well.
Yeah, you are having to be put. They don't seem to care why you committed your crime. I mean, there's probably rapists who don't know their victims having to share cells with rapists that do. I mean, what is this? This is chaos.
But your situation is worse, or is it just bad all around at that jail?
I'm guessing jail is bad all around. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's just bad all around at this jail. We were actually outside doing outside rec earlier this last week.
Yeah, they get 1 hour. They get 30 hours a day of workouts.
And one of the inmates from general population banged on the window and asked two of the guys to come over there and speak with him. And he
Uh-huh.
y'all are the January 6th guys, is that correct? And we said, yeah.
Yeah, you're the guys who get their own fucking wing while we're all stacked on top of each other.
We are. He said, I heard that you helped 400 people get free on the other side of this show because of what you did. And we said, yeah, we've been working hard.
Yeah, they turned them loose. That's what happened. Yeah. 400 people just got released. Not us. We helped them get out.
I help people like you. And he said, well, can you help me get free? Because
yeah, totally. What do you need? I need your 2 toothbrushes and a lighter. I need a balloon full of heroin, butt size, and then I need all your sheets. Can you help me get out? What'd you do? It's not important. Yeah, well, give us a hint.
bad over here too. So this is not just us dealing with this.
Yeah, it's bad over here too. Did they let him out? Did they help him? Hey, we're the Patriot wing. Let this guy go. I like the cut of his jib. He's a serial rapist who beat an 80-year-old woman with a cinder block. Yeah, but for America.
Jail wide on both CDF and CTF.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Dude, first of all, stop looking down. Greg Kelly, you suck. The dude's calling you from jail. He does not have a lot of time. I have zero sympathy for him. This is just annoying.
By the way, I want to point out that you are known to a good chunk of America. A few years ago, you saved a bunch of dogs in Texas after a hurricane. The video went viral. Oh my goodness, I remember this. You're awesome.
Yeah, Ellen gave this dude $25,000 or gave money in his name to the ASPCA.
And everybody saw this. You got the dogs out of there. They were going to die. And you went viral. You were on the ABC Evening News. You went on the Ellen Show. And it was amazing. Oh, man. This is great stuff. Ryan, wow.
And years later, he would do the same thing. Yeah, so this is the guy that let the dogs out. We've all been wondering, right? Yeah.
We're in such a different world right now. And
I am.
Yeah, it's funny. Don't you wish there were, wouldn't it be ironic if a dog got him out, kind of like the Disney Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
Let me ask you this, and I know it may sound a bit ridiculous, but
it is Greg Kelly, after all. He did call you, after all. How did you get my number? This might seem ridiculous.
One good thing that's happened since you've been incarcerated.
One good thing that's happened since you've been incarcerated. Like a line you thought you had, but you no longer have. There's got to be what the fuck?
That you're grateful for that would not have happened had you not been going through this.
Dude, no. What the fuck is that? Just, I don't know, something. You know what I mean? Like, sure, who hasn't wanted to try jailhouse toilet gin? When you, fucking hell.
I'm grateful for the people that I've met in here. I've met a lot of people. I thought jail was going to be, a lot different situation than it was. But what I found.
Yeah, apparently in the Patriot wing, they get to walk around. Their cell doors are open all the fucking time. They get to dangle in the center of the cell block. Everybody else has got to get stacked on top of themselves.
Is that people can come together for a common goal, and it teaches us.
And all end up in prison. Gee, I think they have a bunch of those people. They're called heists.
And still love our country, even though that we feel our country, may not feel the same way about us, or especially.
No, yeah. Your country does not feel the same way about you. No. We question what you view as love in that circumstance.
Government. When I refer to the country, I'm referring to the government in this standpoint. We feel hatred from our government, and we feel a lot of love from.
Maybe if you didn't try to dismantle it and turn us into a kleptocrat oligarchy.
People, but we feel a lot of hatred from the government. So I've learned.
Yeah, you're not getting hatred from the government. If the government hates you, they're also supplying you with a free fucking lawyer.
To rely more on people and rely more on self, rely more on family inside of here, and to come together with one common goal. And that's what we've done is to get ourselves out of this situation and move forward with life.
Now
just get ourselves out and get ready for the great day of the rope.
we've had some success, but a lot of failure in actually talking to people.
Well, that's your career, Greg.
Like you on the inside. We've done it, not often. Look, you're speaking out boldly. You're very critical of the facility, and I've
and the police officers and the correctional officers, and I just like, shitting on. I mean, you're in there for pepper spraying cops, and now you're shitting on correctional officers, saying that they're lying and calling you racial epithets and all that kind of stuff. And clearly, you're white, so that's what you mean. But I
with that. I'm just wondering, are you incurring any risk? Are they giving you a hard time? You're on the phone right there. They're probably...
Yeah, they can hear everything. Is there a black guy nearby? They're black guys, aren't there? Can they hear you? Are you still wearing the American flag life preserver?
Listening to both of us.
Well, to him. He's not on speaker, fucko. What kind of sound system do you think they got in this place? Hey, Charlie. Yeah, take phone number 75, pump it through the speakers. Yeah. When the rest of the folks just the part where he told him about the other guy wanting to get out and that they could help him. Yeah, play that over the speakers. Yeah, I just want to see how many trays he gets hit with in lunch.
Does this cause you problems, speaking out like...
Yeah. Well, as long as he doesn't mention the details of the case that he's actually still in jail for denying.
Publicly.
Absolutely, it causes us problems. I myself have been subject to,
I've been subject to, how do I?
River.
I have been subject
to aggression from officers. Not all the officers here are bad. We have some great officers that are here, but there are a lot that are not good. I've actually been told because of the stuff that myself and Joseph McBride, my attorney.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know why this would be, and it's probably true, that apparently if you're in jail for beating up cops, the cops that are there running the jail seems a little like they're touchy about it.
I have put into court that I needed to watch my back here. Kind of like Christopher Worrell when he got warned in the middle of the night that he wasn't safe. I, too, this last week, when we put our motion in talking about what actually happened on the West Terrace on January 6th, I was told that I needed to watch my back because I could possibly be stabbed inside of here.
First of all, the guards have guns. They're not going to be the ones stabbing you. You're in the Patriot wing. You're only interacting with fellow people. So if anybody's telling you to watch your back and you're going to get stabbed, it's because you're going to admit to things that happened on the West Terrace, which might fuck these other people that are in jail. And they're threatened. Basically, he's being threatened by his fellow Patriot inmates. Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, there comes a level of risk when you're doing this, but I believe that...
By doing this, he means being in jail.
Good wins over evil, and you can't sit back and
Yes, I agree. That's why you're in jail.
allow these things to happen. You have to speak up and you have to talk, even for those that can't talk.
Yes, or those that apparently don't want you to talk because they're going to get 12 to 15 years for beating a cop, and you're going to be a witness to that, and that might be part of the deal that you're striking. So they're telling you if you strike a deal and rat them out, they're going to stab you with their toothbrush. For America.
What's next in your case? When do you do back in court? What's going to happen next?
What?
We're due back in court on December 20th. Right now we have
The 20th. I'm sorry, you're not getting moved to the front of the line. These are American crimes.
a motion in that just talks about the level of police brutality that took place on January 6th. We went.
What the fuck? What? The amount of police brutality? Dude. By the way, I'm sure Greg Kelly is going to jump in and defend police officers who were outnumbered 3,000 to 1.
To go protest. And, we showed up in good faith on January 6th to protest the election results, but never would have imagined we'd encounter the horrors we did on the West.
Encounter the horrors? What, I'm sorry, did you fall up the fucking steps and through a broken window? What the fuck?
Person in the tunnel that day. We feel targeted and hated by our government and are being punished in this jail as pretrial detainees. Many of us here have been on.
You're not a pretrial detainee. You were denied bond. You could have gotten it. Your buddy did.
Discharged with no criminal history. I'm personally.
Dude, who gives a fuck what your history is? Guess what? BTK didn't have a criminal history. Listen to me. Hear me now. The bind, torture, kill, murderer, serial killer had no criminal record. He sent evidence of his crimes to the police when they finally caught him on a disc from his fucking church. Your Honor, sure. She's dead. But if you'll check, I don't even have a parking ticket. I mean, obviously I'm going to plead guilty to running the red light.
States Marine search and rescue specialist, and when I saw women being beaten and in distress, my rescue instincts kicked in, and I knew I had no choice but to help rescue them. As soon as I saw Officer Fanone in distress, I pointed at him and took action to help rescue him also. So my participation...
Dude, you were up the stairs as a part of a riot that made all of that possible. Nothing made you take a single step towards the Capitol that day. This, like self-victimizing horseshit.
And Officer Fanone's event, no doubt, helped save his life that day. And this is all proven by...
Helped save his life? Motherfucker, from who? A crowd you were a part of. Everybody who passed him, everybody who was a part of that, made that happen. I bet anything, you go back and look at this asshole social media posts, and they were all about how the rioters and looters, somebody needs to get out there with a gun.
Video. Yet I still sit in solitary confinement along with the other January 6ers awaiting my day in court. I love my country. I served my country honorably for 4 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I still look for ways to serve with my
Yeah, I still look for ways to serve by attacking the Capitol. One moment. 4 years. Let's see. Quit. 4 years, you say? You were in the military for 4 years? Turner Diary, Nazi things. In 1988, 1991. That's so weird. 4 years. Huh. It's almost as if certain white supremacists enlist in the military. By the way, McVeigh got the Bronze Star in the Persian Gulf War. McVeigh initially returned to New York, but soon took up a peripatetic lifestyle as he followed the gun show circuit, selling weapons and preaching the evils of government. That's the government. That's the thing. Hate and government and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. 1994, a scant 3 years after he left service, McVeigh put in a motion plan to destroy the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building with accomplices Nichols and Fortier. Nichols, that name comes up again. That's funny. You'd think the Nichols name has been through enough. McVeigh acquired tons of ammonium nitrate fertilizer, gallons of fuel to form a highly volatile explosive. Chose the Murrah Federal Building because it provided excellent camera angles for media coverage. He wanted to attack the platform as anti-government message. On April 19th, 95, the second anniversary of the FBI siege on the Branch Davidian compound, Waco, McVeigh parked a Ryder truck loaded with explosive substance in front of the Murray Building. People were coming to work on the second floor. Children were arriving at the daycare center. 9:02 a.m., the explosion ripped the entire north wall off the building, destroying all 9 floors. In the rubble were 168 victims, including 19 young children and 650 plus wounded. He did 4 years in the military, too. Honorably discharged. Yeah. Bronze Star, even.
Rescue the universe. I understand and accept that not everyone agrees with my stance and my beliefs, and that's okay. I love my country and our citizens regardless. Because of people like...
Well, apparently not.
Greg Kelly, along with Newsmax, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Louis Gohmert, and Joseph McBride, we feel the love that...
So Greg Kelly got MTG or Gohmert to get their number to whoever wanted to call in and pick this dude out because he's got the same last name as the guy who helped McVeigh. There's some other people in there. Why don't you want to talk to them?
Many Americans give us in return, and we still can't help but to feel the hatred from our government, though, towards us, and I hope that changes.
What fucking hatred? Again, you are getting a lawyer free of charge. What hatred? And again, this is the cops in there, I guess, being pissed at you for attacking other cops? Is that the allegation? And again, Greg Kelly, set him straight, man. Your dad was a police commissioner.
One day.
What can we do? What can people do? What would you...
Here's what they can do. Nothing. Fucking nothing.
Like us to do? What else can we do? And especially the people watching, is there anything?
The best way to help us, the court costs are racking up. Our families are...
Okay. That's what it is. It's a GoFundMe. Yeah, Greg, he's asking you for money. Greg, you're a well-to-do guy. You take the bus because you want to, not because you have to. Clearly. You could send this dude some scratch. By the way, folks watching the show, don't forget to super chat and support the show. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Rawa. Thanks for the new follows on Twitch. Don't forget to follow. You're watching. Follow it. If you're following, maybe subscribe. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, just hit the subscribe thing. Don't hit the notification. I'm on regularly. You don't have to be... I don't need to blow up your friggin' phone. Just subscribe because you like it. Hi.
Dealing with single-family incomes right now with...
Gee, whose fault is that, fucko?
having dad or father there to be able to help things out. I know that, I had to switch it.
Oh, get the free my patriot prisoner. On January 18th, my house was raided by the FBI at 5:30 a.m. for my involvement at the Capitol on January 6th. Fortunately for my wife and children, we were out of town at a family's house for the holiday weekend. When I received the call that my house was being raided, I had a warrant for my arrest. I immediately cooperated and left my family to drive 4 hours and turn myself into the FBI. As if you had a choice. Since turning myself in, my life has been nothing short of a nightmare. My bond was denied, and I was moved to the by the U.S. Marshals from jail to jail across the United States before arriving in Washington, D.C. Personally, I went through 5 jails within 50 days. That's 30 hours a day. It's like 5 million hours before finally being locked in solitary confinement for 23 to 38 hours a day. This shit, he wrote it even there. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that right there. Solitary confinement for 23 to 30. Oh, read more. Hours a day. 30 hours a day. Motherfucker, dude wrote it down. It's not a slip of the lip.
At the very beginning, and that cost me.
Give now, share now, pray now. Yeah, his give number and his pray number is fairly low. He's raised 17 grand out of 100,000. No, he got a couple of 500 takers. Had I known, by the way, I have a Patreon if you want to support the show. It's a great way to do it. And if you, I don't care how much you ask me to, I am not going to assault police officers or shit in the nation's capital just to get Patreon supporters. I will not.
$1,000 before I realized that I didn't have the correct attorney. Many people in here are not getting correct representation, and they don't have.
Correct? What the fuck do you mean correct? Any. You are in Gitmo. This is a gulag. No one gets representation. If someone comes around saying they're your lawyer, clearly they are an imposter. Obviously, this is a situation where you should, you should call David Icke, probably a lizard person. I would recommend that. Everyone, fucking hell.
Somebody that's willing to fight for them, like Mr. McBride is willing to fight for me. So the best way to help us is to donate to our legal funds, and they can do that.
Oh, money, 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 money. Sorry, hold on. I've got to do this. Let's see. Plus, yeah, that'll do it. And source. There we go. Okay. Take this over here. Drag this out like this. There we go. This is much better. Oh, yeah, come to money. Don't forget to give your money. Making it rain all day. Come on now, money, money.
RightLawNYC.com.
Jesus Christ. Like, just the straight up douchebaggery of this nonsense. He's fucking cashing. This asshole wants to cash in on this shit? No.
The January 6th tag, you'll find my name and the other January 6th defendants that he's defending, and you can help support us there.
Oh, I see. So your lawyer has got you doing this. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. GiveSendGo.com/Gulf26 November Foxtrot G26 November.
Fucking hell. Put it on, like, look at this. G26 November Foxtrot. Get fucked, you clown. He's trying to make it look more patriotic and militaristic.
Foxtrot. Mr. Nichols, Ryan, Marine, stay safe. We thank you very much. Very much.
What the fuck do you mean we thank you very much? Who's we, dumbass? He just told you cops suck. But let's remember what this is all about, shall we? Hold on one second. Grab this out like that. Take this up like this. Oops. Oh. There you go. Tell us what it's all about, man. Yeah, go ahead. What's happening there? Yeah, go ahead. Tell me how much.
And hang in there, okay?
Yeah, hang in there. There's cash is on the way. That's right. Tell us more about how cops suck and how they're engaged in illegal behavior and mistreating. Oh, come on,
You
Greg.
bet. And Mr. McBride, your attorney is on the phone, monitoring the conversation.
You think?
I understand you'd have to jump in if it was appropriate.
If he mentioned anything about how he pepper sprayed a fucking cop and was there for assault because he did it right in the guy's face, attempting to kill him.
Can I just ask you real quick, Mr. McBride, if you can hear me? At that hearing in December, what are you anticipating? Can you tell me?
Yeah, tell him. Hold on. Tell him. Here's what I anticipate. This asshole telling his client to take the plea deal he was offered and go the fuck home.
Sure. Greg, it's always good to be on, and thank you so
Yeah, thanks for letting me be on here. Don't forget, our case with you is working out very, very well. I'm very, I think we're going to get some movement on your case or whatever. I mean, she looks easily 17 and 11 months, Greg. I don't know what this judge is thinking.
much for taking the time out to speak to Ryan today. We are anticipating a vigorous debate. The government will no doubt continue to slander Mr. Nichols and attack his record and even go as far as...
What record? This has nothing to do with the fuck. What did they... I'm sorry, did they slander Timothy McVeigh's record when they called him out for putting a bomb in front of the federal building?
Say that he betrayed his oath in his country, but...
Yeah, he did.
Life that he has led, his honorable discharge, his work as a humanitarian search and rescue work, and the evidence of overwhelming police brutality and misconduct.
Timothy McVeigh got the Bronze Star. Fuck off. So what? The Golden State Killer was a cop. That is not the fault of, nor the burden of, other cops. And he certainly doesn't get to skate on, I may have murdered upwards of 70 women and committed umpteen rapes over the years. But, I mean, really. You should see the traffic tickets. I must have saved thousands of lives by saying, here, you have to be at court on the 15th. It's a fix-it, but, that kind of, don't I get any credit?
That day will be shown to the court in that hearing. And under the meaning...
And they will go, what the fuck does that have to do with what he did on that day? You don't get to assault cops because you saved dogs. What? By the way, and he saved those dogs on camera. They knew that was going on. Is there anyone who is in that situation where they're out with filming themselves or having a buddy film them doing search and rescue in a flood, and they go let dogs out? Wouldn't the news be that they didn't?
The Bail Reform Act, we will argue that he is not dangerous or a flight risk. And
the prosecution will go, yeah, he is.
He is certainly a good candidate.
Yeah, and the flight risk part isn't important. We're worried about him staying here and fucking shit up.
For our pretrial services. And because of that, we hope
the Korean flag starts to make sense in this process.
That just days before Christmas, on the 20th of December, that Judge Hogan will grant pretrial release in this case and send Ryan Nichols back to his wife Bonnie, his son Ryan Jr., and his son Blake just before Christmas.
Again, there's lots of people with kids in jail for shit they did. Your Honor, I haven't seen my kid in 10 months. Yeah, that's because you killed the other kid. You killed his brother. Yeah, but my kid doesn't even remember what I look like anymore. Yeah, I know. Psychology helps.
21. That's what we're gunning for, Greg.
Mr. McBride, thank you. Joe Biden, he brags about knowing the Pope. I notice sometimes he seems to wear his faith on his sleeve. Maybe, just maybe, he could do something. I don't think he will, but...
Why? What are you talking about? Like it's an act of good Catholicism to let somebody who thinks they have the right to assault people because of their own personal political beliefs? What? What the fuck does that have to do? What?
Maybe. I know he could. He's got that authority, but...
No.
Anyway, I appreciate it, Mr. McBride.
Anyway, I don't know. Anyway.
I know you're handling, you got a lot on your plate. Good luck and stay in touch.
Yeah, he's getting a shit ton of money from right-wing rubes because he's representing a bunch of these assholes, and he's trying to create a collective situation where he represents 8 or 9 of them so they can get their fucking story straight in jail. What?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Greg. God bless you.
You bet, sir. You bet.
You bet. I mean, you bet. You bet. No. Just the idiocy.